All the eyes in world football will be staring at Manchester this weekend for the biggest game in the footballing calendar. It's United versus City, Pep versus Jose, Zlatan versus Pep, Smalling versus, well, without Aguero, who knows? So let's get started. We've got Adam, Gaz and Stephen from Blue Moon Rising to talk about this. We'll start with this point. Regan Fitzpatrick on Twitter is asking it, should Marcus Rashford start this game? He just got a hat-trick for the under-21s and, of course, he scored the winner against Hull. Adam?
Yo.
Should he start?
I want him to start. I don't think he will start though, unfortunately, but I do want Marcus Rashford to start. I think we're going to play Rooney and Zlatan through the middle. So from a tactical sense, I think it'd be nice to get Martial and Rashford's pace either side of those players. So I'd like him to start. I just don't think he will. I think Jose Mourinho is going to ease him into things. Not that he needs it, because I think he could walk on water. He can do anything. You give him a challenge, and he rises to it. He got dropped from the England first team squad to the under-21s, and he goes out there, scores a hat trick like it's nothing. A lot of players would have maybe had their head knocked or whatever, or maybe tried too hard to impress on the day because of him getting demoted from the first team, but he didn't. So he's a fantastic player. He's got a great character as well, and he seems to take it also well in his stride. So let's ease him into it. We don't have to start him every game, but I would start him against City.
Okay, Gaz, do you agree?
Yeah, I want to see him play purely based on form and the amount of confidence the lad's going to have at the minute. He's one of those players who it's obvious that he has that natural talent. And ever since he's been playing for Man United, he's been at the top of his confidence as well. So when he's confident, keep playing him because he just keeps impressing. I think the only problem is where do you actually fit him into that team? He's obviously not going to play as a striker. Is Martial going to get dropped? Does he really deserve to get dropped? Or could he even play on the right, Marcus Rashford? Could Ibra maybe even play as a number 10? There are loads of possibilities, but I think that Jose may struggle to get him in the starting lineup.
Okay, Stephen, from an Oppo viewpoint, is Rashford's a name you don't want to see on the team sheet?
I wouldn't say I'd fear it, but if I was...
The defenders would, Steve.
Well, Dembele's would, and he's long since gone, thankfully. He's been put out to pastures. But if I was Jose, I actually probably would start him. It's pretty obvious that he has a sense of a narrative and occasion. He seems to just like the headlines. He seems to be able to do it when the stage is at its biggest. And I probably would start him. I would probably use him as a wild card if I was Jose. I think we're a little bit more organised this year in general, and I think we'll probably, if he does play, we'll set up to kind of counter a little bit. But I like Rashford. I actually saw a lot of him for the under-21s when he was playing there, and I think even a lot of United kind of fans who watched under-21s were probably surprised at how quickly he took to life in the Premiership. But he's obviously got a big game attitude. So if I was Jose, I actually would play him because I think he probably will do something if he does. So hopefully he doesn't play from a City fan's perspective.
Okay, thank you very much. So Adam, what would your starting lineup be to face City on Saturday?
My starting lineup would be, so not the one I think is going to happen, because the one I think is going to happen isn't the one I want to see. So let's say Mkhitaryan's fit, yeah? Because he seems 50-50 at the moment. My team would be David De Gea in goal, Valencia, Bailly, Blind, and Luke Shaw. I know there's question marks over him, but hopefully he's there. And then I'd go with Schneider. It's gonna be Fellaini and Pogba. So let me say, okay, Fellaini, Pogba, and then I would put Rashford, Mickey T, Martial, and Zlatan. But it's not gonna happen, is it?
No.
Because the captain's gonna play.
Okay, all right. Gaz, what about you? Dropping Rooney?
No, I think Wayne Rooney's definitely going to play in here. And you know what? Even though a lot of people have criticised his performances, and I agree that maybe his performances haven't been up to scratch, but as long as he's getting assists and as long as he's scoring goals, and they're not crap assists either that he's getting, you know, the two were quite clever. And even the goal, I thought, was quite a good finish against Bournemouth with his head. But yeah, Wayne Rooney has to play because he's going to play. And the team is David De Gea in goal, Valencia on the right, Shaw on the left, Bailey, Blind, two centre-halves, back four, back five really picks itself. Fellaini and Pogba probably are going to be the two centre midfielders that start, but Mourinho seems to be turning Fellaini into an actual footballer, which is probably proof that he is a genius if he can actually pull that one off. Martial on the left, I've put Rooney in the hole, and I've put Marcus Rashford on the right, because that's the only place I think he can fit into this team now, because I don't want to see Anthony Martial drops, because like I was saying last season, some of the times that you see him last season, and even in flashes this year, not quite enough yet, but I've never been so sure of a Man United player becoming a world-class talent than I have been with Anthony Martial. He looked absolutely unbelievable. He did last season. So he has to play now, hopefully get his form back up, and obviously the big man up top, Ibra.
Okay.
He scored as well, Martial did, for France. He scored his first goal, so hopefully one good thing to come out of the international break is he might have a little bit of confidence in him now. Because whatever's probably happening off the pitch, maybe taking his eye off the ball a little bit. But still, when he is on the pitch, he's getting into those areas. He's just failing to finish them. So hopefully he gets one.
You look at that goal as well for France. That goal for France, that ball from Pogba was brilliant and out of nowhere in a way. And I think it's going to be a big test for the likes of John Stones as well, to be ready for things like that, just coming out of nowhere.
Okay. Stephen,
getting him running at a centre-half.
Sorry, Adam. Stephen, looking at it from a City fan...
Getting him running at a centre-half is...
Adam's frozen.
Right. Adam's back. Good. Stephen, looking at that from a City fan's perspective, Pogba, Fellaini, Zlatan, Rooney, are there names you want to see or don't want to see on the team sheet?
Yeah, you'd be an idiot to want to play them, because you're obviously better this year. Obviously, you've got a manager who knows what he's doing. You've got a team that's playing to its strengths. I obviously kind of do prefer the way we play, but I'm biased. I can't be no biased with that because I've got these blue shirts behind me. But yeah, you look good. You look genuinely good for the first time in ages. You look like you know what you're doing as an actual collective. But the one thing I do fear the most is probably Fellaini. I've got a feeling we did actually a FIFA predictor with Gaz. Predictably, it was a long ball to Fellaini and he scored and headed it in the FIFA game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that actually happen in real life. And as Adam pointed out, Stones he's done so well so far for us, but like Fellaini on him is going to be his first proper real physical test, I reckon. And I reckon that's what United will do. I think they'll really attack us at the back post as well with our fullbacks who may be a little bit weak defensively, because it'll be probably Sanya and Clichy or Kolarov. And there's not good in the air. So yeah, there's a good bunch of names. Pogba, I think he's probably looking to have his standout performance since he's resigned as well. So maybe the stage is kind of set for him as well. It's going to be interesting. We just need to keep the ball, I reckon. I think we need to keep the ball. I'm
going to take advantage of something you touched on just then and tell everybody that Gaz took on the guys at Blue Moon Rising in a series of football challenges for the City Derby. So have a look at all of those. They're very entertaining. Also, before we move on, we'll have a look at our FanDuel Team of the Week. This is your chance to play fantasy football with us here at Full Time Devils. We've got our own league and you can win money. Last time, we won £3. It's not loads, no, but we still won £3. And because of that, we're going big this week. If you join our fan favourite league, you can win £7,500. £7,500, that's a lot of money. If you come outside of the paying places, you get your entry fee refunded. It's only £5. So you either win or you get your money back anyway. That's if you use the promo code DEVILS, all in capitals. Brilliant. You have to be 18 years old to play. That's about that. All the details are in the description below. Get involved, it's very exciting. So let's have a look at our team this week. It's going to be a big win for United. I think we're all pretty confident of that, aren't we? Yeah, pretty confident of that. Pep's team's always concede a lot of goals. So I think we're pretty safe for United players. We're going to bring the money home. And our third point is talking about best defensive pairings at Manchester United. This comes courtesy of Richard on Twitter. Adam, the best defensive pairing at Manchester United. Are we talking Phil Jones, Smalling, Blint, Bailly, Fosu Mensah? Talk to me.
I'd like Fosu to be there, but it's too early for Fosu yet. I think at the moment, Bailly and Blind, you can't take them out of the side. Like, Blind and Bailly have accompanied each other perfectly. Blind's been calm, cool, collected, mopped up for him whenever he's had to. Bailly's attacked everything. Aerially, he's been great. He's been great with his interceptions and stuff as well. So they've accompanied each other great. Smalling would think he'd be in that defense, but at the moment you can't take either of those out. So I think with the defenders the way we have it at the moment, like back in the day when we had Rio Ferdinand Vidic, we haven't got any standout centre halves that you would say, yes, he's the man that we're going to start every single game. So I think at the moment we've kind of got to go with who's playing the best, who's in form. And it's those two players. And that's a beautiful thing about the squad at the moment. We've got competition for places in every position. Valencia, Darmian at right back, for example. Darmian will be thinking, I should be playing there. But Valencia's playing like a beast in the central of midfield. Fellaini's the same. He's keeping a lot of players that you would think should be starting ahead of him out of the team. So I think it's just great to have competition for places at the moment. It's something we haven't had for a while. But I do think we've got to stick with Bailey and Blind, at least for this game. But I don't, that's not me saying that, because at the end of the season, we could look back and think, oh shit, Smalling and Blind turned out to be the best centre-half partnership that we had, or Bailey and Smalling. So at the moment, Blind and Bailey.
Okay, Gaz, what do you think?
I think Smalling's our best centre-half. However, like Adam says, on form, it has to be Blind and Bailey. I think that Bailey so far this season, and I don't know how his season's going to go from here. You know, Darmian started well at the start of last season, but Bailey at the start has looked like Nemanja Vidic at times at the back. He's been an absolute tank. And then you've got Daley Blind alongside him, who's looked like Baresi at times at the back. Like genuinely. But I'm not saying that these players are that good, but they're playing well out of their skins at the minute. So both of them have to start on form. I do think eventually Chris Smalling is probably going to get in there and take one of those places. Probably more likely that it's Daley Blind. But I'm not so sure about that either, because so many times last season, Daley Blind would be coming up against a big striker or a fast striker, and people would straight away say he's going to get found out because he's not got the speed. He's going to get found out because he's not got the strength. And then through just pure footballing intelligence, he manages to deal with them, and his positioning on the pitch is absolutely brilliant. So that's why he's keeping his place. That's why he deserves to be in the team. That's why I'd play him against City. And now I'm sure after I've said that, and after I've said that Daley Blind always comes up well against players you wouldn't predict him to do well against, Iheanacho's pace will probably cause him problems now.
Okay. Right, let's move on to Manchester City. Stephen, we've got you here. So please tell us a little bit about what we can expect from you under Guardiola, how different you feel you are from last season, and what you are going to do without Sergio Aguero.
Curly Watt.
Well, Curly Watts is starting up front. But no, we've got a manager who actually knows what he's doing now. Last year, it was just basically put 11 random players on the pitch, just kind of get them out there and see what happens. But now it actually seems to be organised, seems to be sense. There seems to be a manager, unsurprisingly, who's very good at making his players actually improve. We've also got our own kind of version of Baresi. Somehow he's turned Kolarov, I don't know how he's done this, into a centre-back. He's actually been really good as well, playing like some crazy Serbian Beckenbauer, but I don't think he'll start centre back. But yeah, we've got it's what Pep you'd expect from Pep. We keep the ball, we work it around, we build it from the back. We are going to miss Aguero, obviously, because he's Aguero, and I think he's probably scored more goals at Old Trafford than most people have. He's a ridiculous player. There's some mad stat going around that apparently we've got a better points per game ratio without him than with, which is it's probably one of those kind of stats that pads a few things. But that kind of gives me a little bit of hope. I think maybe we see Kelechi up there top. I think it's fair to say as well, Kelechi maybe hasn't had his big kind of like personal breakthrough moment yet. He's scored a lot of goals, but not maybe had a big game yet. So I'm hoping that this can be almost like his kind of like Rashford the derby last year kind of moment, maybe where he can start and he'll run. He'll constantly run at Blind. He'll be running past the defence. He'll be pressing really hard. And the team will be a lot better for us than it was last year, but then I guess it'll be the same for you guys. Maybe we'll see a false nine thing as well. We could do that because obviously with Aguero out, and Guardiola does love the false nine. We might see someone like Nolito there. We could see Sterling play as a kind of inverted striker kind of thing, or even David Silva. But also we have the return of Gundogan and Sane potentially. Could be their debuts. But there's a few potential players who get involved there. But I just want to see us keep the ball, press with intensity. And I think if we do play at our very best, obviously I'm biased, I think we can probably get some here. But I reckon it'll be an interesting game.
Okay,
Sam, yes. sorry to steal your job as
That's
well.
okay.
But Steve, would you take a draw? I know it's away, but would you take a draw just out of curiosity?
Yeah. It's defeatist that, but it's on my birthday, so I just don't want to lose on my birthday. Yeah,
I really want United to win now.
I'll be a sad man on Saturday night. I'll be there drowning my sorrows in some Manchester boozer, just crying.
42s.
Yeah, 42s, mate.
If United win,
guys, I don't have your youth anymore, mate. I can't go there anymore. But yeah, I probably would take a draw. Would you take a draw?
No.
What about you?
We're at home. We've got so much momentum behind us. I think we can win it. But
a good performance. I want a good performance, and then if we draw, I'll take that, as long as you play well.
Yeah, a draw would be very disappointing. Adam, are there any concerns over this City side?
Well, there are concerns. They're playing some very good football at this moment in time, and I think they're only going to get better under Guardiola because obviously he's just got there, so they're bound to improve. The one thing that I think is a question mark is their defence. Obviously playing Kolarov at centre half. I know Stephen said he's playing well there at the moment, but with the centre halves that they have, Stones as well, with the way they play, with the fullbacks bombing on, if they do that against United, then I think we can be getting at them because I don't think Stones is that great. He may be in a few years, but right now I don't think he's great. And then Kolarov's not a natural centre half. So if they start at the back and their fullbacks bomb on, I do think we can get at them. And that's why I think playing with Rashford, Martial, Mickey T, those kind of players would make us more fluid and quicker and able to expose them when their fullbacks do move on and we counter-attack. But without Aguero, I think Aguero is the best striker in the league. And with him missing, then obviously it's a big chance for United, and we've got to take advantage of that. But they've got good players all over the park. But I'm confident for this weekend. I think we're going to do it,
All right, Gaz, final thoughts on any worries about City or Pep?
I think that this is a game now. I think that it was like this beforehand, but now with Aguero going out as well, we can't lose this. I don't think. I think it'll be a massive. I think it'll be really, really bad for our confidence if we do lose this. Obviously, either way, even if United win, it doesn't exactly mean that we've won the league, and even if City win, it doesn't mean that they've won the league. But I think in terms of confidence, in terms of even not even just player momentum, but actually fan momentum. You know, the side Old Trafford. I think that this is one that United really can't lose. All
right, let's do it. Score predictions, Adam.
Oh, man, it's going to be... You know what? All week I've been saying 1-0 Zlatan. It's 1-0 Rashford time.
All right. Stephen?
I'm going to go 1-1 Fellaini and Nolito.
Gaz, what's your prediction?
I will say 2-1. I was going to say 1-0, but I think it'll be a very, very, very close game. I definitely think there'll only be one in it. And I think that if it's going to go to either of the teams, it'll be United. Let's just hope it's not going to be a draw just because the big hype behind this, everyone wants to see United winning this, really.
Okay, you've all been a bit boring, so I'm going to go for 4-2, because that would be a bit exciting, wouldn't it? Some fireworks.
Imagine.
It'd be good, wouldn't it? Okay, right, thanks very much, guys. Let us know what you think of all the things we've discussed, what you think the score will be, and of course, check out those Blue Moon Rising versus Full-Time Devils challenge videos and some other stuff that Blue Moon Rising have done ahead of this derby match. As you may have noticed, Stephen is a very nice guy, and they've got some interesting content there too. So we'll see you soon.
No, he's not, liar.
Enjoy the game.
Bad perception.
He stole my cat.
This is the Manchester derby battle. There is a serious game of football in Manchester this week, but this is not it.